Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. I have been solving math problems for GMAT out of this book here, the GMAT Review, the official guide. If you do not have this book already, purchase one immediately at mba.com. The problem that I'm about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 166, problem solving 107. Let's take a look at it. It says, what is the smallest integer? I have to find the smallest integer n for which this statement holds true, which is 25 raised to n has to be more than 5 raised to 12. Well, let's see what we do. Obviously, we're not going to sit there and try to figure out 5 raised to 12. That'll be silly. Especially in a scenario where one is not allowed to use the calculator. So there has to be another way, a quick way, like that. Let's find it. The only concept that they're testing here is whether or not you know how to manipulate exponents. They're just trying to see if you know how to, what to do with exponents, which is what I'm going to show you here. What it is the only way I can make any kind of inferences about n. The only way I can say anything to you about n is if the base on both sides is the same. The base is not the same. The bases are not the same. I have to make these two bases the same. Either make this into a 5. I'm going to make this into a 5. Let's make this into a 5. I'm going to actually do it two ways. I'm going to show you two ways. All right. Let's start. Let's start with. Let's see what I can do here. I'm going to write it a little bit lower so we can compare the two approaches there, which is the same exact thing. One, it says 25 raised to n is greater than 5 raised to 12. Well, let's take a quick look. How do I make this base the same? Well, can I write this as 5 raised to 2 times 6? Why not? 2 times 6 is 12. Why not? And then 5 raised to 2 is just 25. So this 5 raised to 2 times 6 boils down to 25 raised to 6. And I'm told on this side, this is 25 raised to n. The only way that this inequality will hold is when n will be more than 6, because the bases are the same now. The n has to be more than 6 in order for this quantity on the left hand side to be more than the quantity on the right hand side. Because this is raised to 25, this is 25 raised to n, and this is 25 raised to 6. n has to be more than 6. n has to be more than 6, and since I'm being asked for the smallest integer for which this will be true, the smallest integer among the answer choices are 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Obviously, the smallest integer for which this will hold true is when n is 7. When n is 7, it will hold. When n is 7, this thing will hold. Instead of doing it this way, we could have done it a little bit differently. Nothing drastic, nothing weird. A little bit differently. What I did here was I manipulated the right hand side. Now on the second method, I'm going to manipulate the left hand side. So let's start again. 25 raised to n is more than 5 raised to 12. Instead of making this base, instead of making the right hand side base the same as the left hand side base like I did here, let's make the left hand side base same as the right hand side base. So how can I convert 25 into a 5? Well, I can write 25 as 5 squared, couldn't I? 5 squared, and if I have a 5 squared raised to n, I hope that you're able to see that this is same as 5 raised to 2n. So that's what I'm going to write now. 5 raised to 2n is more than 5 raised to 12. And now, since the bases are the same, the only way this quantity on the left hand side is going to be more than the quantity on the right hand side is when 2n is more than 12. But there you go. If 2n is more than 12, then n would have to be more than 6. And therefore, since I'm looking for a smallest number of smallest value of n, where this thing holds, therefore, if n has to be more than 6, n has to be 7. Well, n doesn't have to be 7. That is the least value of integer n that n can be, for which this will hold true. I hope you followed me. Alright? Anyway, listen, if you wish to buy the DVDs that I have put together, which shows the solutions to all the math problems, send me an email. Go to my website at www.prep.gmat.com. I always spell out the 4, F-O-R. People wonder why. Because there is some other guy who apparently has the domain name with the numeral 4 in there, prep, and then he has the number 4. If you do that, you'll end up with someplace else. Of course, you will know right away that you're someplace else because you won't hear that shocking, weird accent. That's how you know that you're someplace else. Anyway, send me an email if you wish to buy the DVDs, or if you wish to hire my services for personal private tutoring. I'm available for that as well. I'm in state of Connecticut. But as I've said before, I've checked many times with the authorities. I am in the state of Connecticut, but it does not prevent me from leaving the state, regardless of where you are. Send me an email and we'll talk. Alright? Thank you.